Oh, and hey, this is Steph. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the bell for more content. Hit that like button and share away. We share away here. This is for Star Wars. And get ready, because this is a big, badass video. Hey guys, it's Stephanie. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is a follow-up, the first of two follow-up videos on this Reylo garbage and abuse of women and how it kind of relates to the vampire genre. It's a bit long, but I had a lot to say, so I'm breaking it up into a couple parts. So anyway, get ready, get set. I'm not ranting and raving, even though I do drop a few swear words. They have to be said. So get ready. Hey guys, it's Stephanie. As a preview of this video indicates, this is going to be a little bit about putting this Reylo garbage into a little bit of historical context and actually putting it alongside the evolution of the vampire genre, because it just smells like Twilight, and Twilight smelled. So let's go. When Bram Stoker wrote Dracula, it was back in the late 1890s when it came out, when it was written, and it was the height of Victorian suppression of sexuality and the taboos along with all of that. And what you have when you have that going on is a lot of really weird stuff under the undercurrents and a very, very bad syphilis epidemic. And when you read Dracula, you look at him, and of course, vulnerable young women were not only susceptible to these weird things that were going on, they're also the carriers, okay? And if you remember right, Dracula recruited legions to become like him. And he is a figure of evil. He's a figure of malevolence. He's a charismatic, dark, you know, one of those gothic things that you know, aren't exactly attracted to, but find mysterious. Okay, so we've got this. And then the first vampire movie that came out is called Nosferatu. And when you watch that movie, and I've seen it a dozen times, Max Schreck, who plays Count Orlok, who's based on Dracula, looks the way Dracula was supposed to look. He's basically a corpse, okay? An ambulatory, animated corpse with an intelligence behind it. And we get on a little further. Bela Lugosi plays him a little more sexy, but still he's evil. There's nothing redeeming about him. And of course, we get the wonderful, magnificent Christopher Lee, who basically plays Dracula as an evil badass. And then we get into the 70s when the vampire genre was doing this. It was kind of flatlining a little bit. Anne Rice, the author, just lost a baby girl. And looking for a place to pour out her emotions, wrote a book called Interview with the Vampire. And we meet Louis, we meet Lestat, we meet vampires as sexy, beautiful anti-heroes. And this is where it changed. From the vampire as a being of evil, a catalyst for horror, a horror genre, to an anti-hero. Okay, 70s, weird stuff is going on. So we go on, and she writes her books, and they're all very popular. In fact, at least two of those books were turned into movies. Both completely stupid, by the way. Anyway, because her books are almost too detailed to turn into a decent movie. You know, when you spend $75 pages describing a French antique chair, you got a problem with adapting the book to a script. Let's go into, was it 1989? Maybe 89. It's the revision of Dark Shadows with Ben Cross as Barnabas Collins. It only lasted like maybe 8 episodes, which is sad because I kind of like that show. And he was actually a very good romantic figure for a vampire. And it was one of the few things behind that, in that genre, with the vampire kind of being an anti-hero, that was actually palatable for me. Bram Stoker's Dracula comes out. Gary Oldman plays a very charismatic, sexy Count Dracula. And you feel sorry for him. Okay. 180 degrees different from Bram Stoker to Francis Ford Coppola. So then you get Buffy, you get Angel, all that garbage. I don't like it. I think it's stupid. You get into the what is it? The mid-2000s. These Twilight novels come out. And they're aimed at teenage girls and very sad cat lady, singleton women. Absolutely fell in love with them. And they're turned into movies. So the anti-hero, the hero, Edward, is this tall, skinny, not very attractive, pale guy. And what's interesting to note for me, he's obsessed with this girl. And it's kind of sick. In fact, it's really sick. I don't get the attracted stuff to that. I really, really don't. I really, really don't. So these movies are done. There's a franchise. They make 3 of them. All of us more logical people are gagging, even thinking about it. You could even throw the overboard young adult crap in Titanic. Rose and Jack. There's a whole another video. Just wait. And this garbage somehow spills over into Star Wars. And instead of looking at Kyle, Ron, and Rey as being a very abusive, obsessive, bizarre relationship, there's a small faction of very loud, obnoxious fans who love it for some reason. And the only context that I can put this into is that these people saw Twilight and wanted more. They're shippers. They call themselves self-shippers. Ethan Van Sciver's actually talked more about this, and I can't bear to because it makes me sick to my stomach. Let's put it this way. I did not grow up in a world where two complete fictional characters who don't have a relationship suddenly have a relationship because fans are bizarre and want it. Okay. Anyway. J.J. Abrams, when interviewed about TFA and Kyle, Ron, and Rey, called the interrogation scene at Starkiller Base a violent mind rape. Now, this is why, part of the reason why Reylo pisses me off so much. He physically assaults her. He kidnaps her against her will. He emotionally abuses her. Skull fucks her. Violent mind rape. And abuses her more. And yet, and he does it again basically in TLJ. And yet there are women out there and, you know, that like it. Now, what's really weird about this is that most of these women are feminists. They hate men. They want equality, la la la. In fact, they just had a batshit crazy lunatic feminazi hag come on my last night's video and say I was anti-woman. I am a woman, bitch. How the fuck am I anti-woman? I'm not the one, you know, cheering when Kyle Ron abuses a girl. Okay? I wasn't raised like that. That is not romantic in any way, shape, or form. In fact, it is literally the most anti-female, anti-woman thing I've ever seen in Star Wars. In fact, because it's so insidious and so awful, it's beyond even Jabba's enslavement of Leia. Because you could see that and understand it. This, and nobody liked it. Nobody. But this, now, this Reylo shit, for some reason, these so-called liberated bitches like it. I mean, there's, you know, since time immemorial, there's always been part of the stupid female crowd that thinks they can change a bad boy. In real life, you can't. And they also use it, these bitches also use it as an attack on Han and Leia. Oh, Kylo's so misunderstood. They were mean to him. Leia never paid attention. Han was abusive. When was Han abusive? I read Bloodlines. He was actually never abusive to Kyle Ron. Kyle Ron was a fuckstick since the moment he was born. I don't see it in the canon even. I don't see Leia being a bad mom in the canon. So where are these bitches getting this from? Let's put it this way. If you go to Tumblr, that's where the Reylo shit is. It's disgusting. It's perverted, and it's mostly teenage girls who will get bored the moment the movie's over and find something else. Or fat, single cat ladies who blame men for all the bad choices they themselves have made. Or fey boys who hate their parents. And there's an element of daddy hate. When you watch TLJ, the daddy hate porn in it is huge. And it's all projected from Kyle Ron. He hates his father, he hates his mentor, he hates Luke. Any of the men who are influences in his life, he hates. For no reason. We don't know why. There's absolutely no reason at all. We're still not... I read Bloodlines. I don't see the backstory. There's no backstory for it. So these girls go on Tumblr and make one up. Now, in real life, a relationship like Kyle Ron and Rey's would have had Kyle Ron have a restraining order thrown against him, cops visiting, and probably taken to court. Because what he does to her is everything wrong in real life. It's everything that these women in real life hate. But for some reason, what the fuck? Let's talk about the romantic aspect. I don't believe for a second when JJ made The Force Awakens he had ever any intention at all for Rey to have any relationship beyond Finn. Finn was obviously going to be that relationship, and no one cared. No one cared. Now we got Reylo. So how did it happen? These women became obsessed with something that wasn't supposed to happen. And now we got Waffle House tweeting out peanut butter and chocolate chip pancakes with the Reylo hashtag. You know, I didn't realize fat, disgusting pig cat ladies, stupid teenage girl tumblerinas, they're all tumblerinas, and their fake boyfriends We're the demographic that Waffle House sold breakfast to. All right, here's the demographic for Waffle House. 2:30 in the morning, truck driver pulls over to get breakfast. 2:30 in the morning, the deer hunter's going out to go hunt deer. Go stop there at the local Waffle House to get breakfast. That's the demographic. It's the blue collar, hardworking white man, black man. It is not the cat lady, fanfic writing, freakazoid, Tumblrina, get into weird sex chats with Brian Young, weird chats with, or weird, fey boys who go on Twitter or Tumblr. That is not the demographic for Waffle House. So what the fuck? Okay? I mean, Waffle House is gross, by the way. I mean, beyond gross. I mean, I wouldn't... Their coffee is so terrible that it could be used to cleanse, as a colon cleanse before an exam, a colonoscopy. That's how bad the coffee is. I've only eaten there once. It was terrible. And I got gut rot from the coffee. So what the hell? And that's what started this tirade on my part. And I'm gonna do a part 2 about the romantic aspects and lack thereof in this Reylo shit. And again, how it relates to Twilight, how it relates to the vampire genre. But I want to kind of touch base on this because someone has to call them out for it, and I will. And in the end, JJ, in that interview, said, the truth of Reylo, it is a violent mind rape. And in this era of Me Too, of women, female empowerment, of believing women, why is Reylo a thing? Okay? It's a dangerous precedent, and it's not good for girls to see that. And I'll do the video, but I'll also compare it to the romances in the prequels and the OT. So this is Steph signing out. I'll see you around the galaxy. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Be ready for part 2 tomorrow. I'm gonna probably write a few notes so I get everything straight in my head. And hopefully that part won't be as long. So thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you around the galaxy.